Hi guys, this is a tutorial on a start to finish cup with an epoxy dryer and quickset epoxy. I finished this cup in about 5 hours. If you would like to see this content, hang around. Thank you. Hi YouTube, this is my first tutorial video. It's a unicorn. It's gonna have this unicorn on it. It's for a customer. She doesn't like a lot of glitter, so we're going to do, this is an opal glitter. It's by Glitter Craze, and it's Spellbound. And I am actually using the quickset by Glitter Craze as well. Not sponsored by Glitter Craze, but it is a theme. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So let's get started. I've mixed up a little bit of the quickset. I actually love this stuff. And in combination with my epoxy dryer, it actually, I can start on the next step in about 30 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer and show you how fast my epoxy dryer and this quickset works together to where I can get a cup from start to finish in a day. And again, I am not sponsored in any way. This is just something I enjoy to do and the products that I enjoy using. But anybody out there that wants to sponsor me, give me a holler. Also, I'm trying to grow my channel, so I would love it if anybody would like to subscribe. And also some little bits about me while we're getting this on here. I actually, so I can be an artist and still afford to do things, I'm an Uber driver as well. So let me know if y'all ever would like to hear some crazy Uber stories. I'm always got a couple of those under up my sleeve. I'm from the South. I'm in Panama City, Florida. I drive Uber on Panama City Beach. And there are some craziness out there, believe me, but for the most part, it's just really great people that come to our beach. And I really enjoy spending time with them. So the way I prepped this cup is I sanded it. I washed it with Dawn dishwashing liquid, then I wiped it down with some alcohol. After that, I never did touch it with my hands without gloves on. And then I sprayed the patch where I'm going to be doing the water slide in white, because I am using clear water slide. And then I sprayed kind of like in a cross pattern, a swirl of purple and pink, because that's what she wanted. And while I let this sit up for a minute, I'm gonna grab a mold to put this extra epoxy in. I always keep a dump mold so I don't waste my epoxy. Well, I send these out sometimes with my orders on Etsy, especially if I've not been able to get it out in a really timely manner. I give myself 8 days to deliver, but life happens. Like my daughter had gotten sick and stuff like that, so it happens. So I'll give an extra little gift if I can sometimes. And now the fun part, the glitter. And I finally found something good to do with a 2020 calendar. Catch the glitter. And now just gonna be covering it with this opal glitter. Really, really well. And since it's all one color, like she didn't want a bunch of crazy or different colored chunkies or anything, so I used the opal so I could give her a little bit of color variance, but still honor her wishes of not having all those outrageous colors, is the word she used. I mean, I think those of us that love our glitter would never call it outrageous colors. Not at all. But I think it's already turning out really, really pretty. To get the bottom. Anything I missed. And like I said, this is my first tutorial, so be kind, but any help or anything that I could do to help anybody, I will be happy. Any suggestions on things I can do? I also make wreaths. That's kind of the reason my channel is called what it is, Misfit Crafter. Because I sew, I do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's nothing, I don't have any one genre. I just do it all. All right. Put that back. All right. I'm going to go for now. I will be back in a few minutes where I press down and then stick it in the dryer. Give me a few. See you in a minute. Okay. Really quick, next step. I just take my hands after it's set about 10 minutes. It takes, you have about 15 minutes with that quickset to work. So I take my hands and just press really, really, really good all the way around, trying to make sure I just get all that glitter as tight to the cup as I can. That way I don't have to put about 4 or 5 coats of epoxy to get it to where I can put the water slide on. So that's what I'm doing now. And you just press until you're happy with it. And then I'll change my gloves and clean the rim of it a little bit, because you don't want to have to sand it a lot either, because you want it to make a good seal. because the last thing you want is it to break seal, water get in there, have a customer complain. I like to do really good customer service and put out a really good product that I would hope anybody else would too. If you're gonna take the time to do it, you might as well do it right. At least that's what I've always been told. At this point, you really don't have to have it spinning. Like I said, I'm just gonna clean this edge up a little bit. That way there's no sharp pieces of glitter or anything that I have to sand down or deal with. Alright, now let me get it over at the dryer and I will grab the camera and show you what I was talking about with the dryer. Be right back. Alright, this is my epoxy dryer, and it's really simple. I've already got a cup in there. Just put it in, and I've got that coaster drying so I can actually put some more on it. And you put it on, and I've got it set for right in the middle, about 131 Fahrenheit. And I will be back in about 30 minutes and that cup will be ready to put the first coat of epoxy on it. And I'll have to do about 3, but each time it'll take me about 30 minutes. But this is a really cool machine. I'll put a link down in the description, but it really takes that quickset and takes it down to where you can move on within 30 minutes of each. Really, of each. Hold on, I'll give you show you the time on my computer and when I open it back up and show you that it's ready for the next step. Hold on. Okay, it is 10:18 and we are starting. I will be back in 30 minutes. Okay guys, we're back. Round 2. I will do the math and leave it in the comments or post it somewhere on here, but it was about like 18-20 minutes that it took for this to get through the dryer. So now we're putting the first coat of epoxy on it. We're headed to the shiny, clear, smooth coat that I can put the water slide on. I'm looking forward to growing my channel, so if you could like or subscribe, that would be great. Tell me any tips or tricks that I could possibly do. If I'm doing something that I could do more efficiently that you do, awesome. I would love to take and interact with you guys in the comments. Any kind of cups that you would like me to do. I want to try to do 1 tutorial a week. Like I said, all I do is Uber. We're empty nesters, been married 28 years. He works as a respiratory therapist. We don't have a bunch of children running around here, so I do have a daughter that's a nurse that lives here in town. But besides that, I mean, it's just me and him and the dogs. We do have a Dachshund. Her name is Sissy. We have a tortie cat that I have to run out of this room very often because I am terrified I'm going to have to battle a cat to get epoxy off of her. Does not sound like something I want to do. So this one is a thinner coat. And the next one will be a little bit thicker coat. But this will take about 20 to 30 minutes in the dryer to dry. And I'm gonna clean out this rim. I hate having to use the X-Acto knife and clean a rim. But I get these. They're on Amazon. They're alcohol, and they work really well of just keeping this rim free of epoxy. It helps with the cleanup afterwards. Alright guys, I'm fixing the sticker in the dryer, and I'll run over and show you well, I'll show you now. Well, I'll try to show you now. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 10:55 a.m.
Okay. Siri, can you set me a timer for 30 minutes? Hey Siri, set me a timer for 30 minutes.
Okay, 30 minutes and counting.
Alright, see you in 30. Okay guys, next step, one more coat of epoxy. It is 11:28. So I'll be right back when I get the epoxy mixed. I'm sure you don't want to sit and watch me for 5 minutes mix epoxy. Give me a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. I've just about got this mixed up. I don't think I showed you, I'm not sure, but this is the quickset I'm using. It's by Glitter Craze. I will put a link to everything that I use in the box below, just because I know you're going to ask. I don't know about you guys, but it has been really hard to find gloves and alcohol since this whole pandemic thing. So, I don't know if you guys have got a good source for gloves, send me a message. I would love to know where you're getting yours from, because Amazon's got crazy on their prices for gloves. And of course, Harbor Freight stays out of small gloves for some reason. I don't know. Go figure, right? Alright. Let's get the next layer of epoxy. I think it's going to take about 3. I've mixed up a little bit more this time so I could put a thicker coat on. But my first coat I always do a little bit thinner. And you can hear and see that there's still, but if I was to sand, I'd destroy the glitter. It'll take all of it away. So, just for you guys that are new, don't sand until you've got a pretty, at least 2 or 3 coats of epoxy on, because if you sand, you'll sand right into the color of your glitter, and you can't fix that. I mean, you really can't. And I am the queen of stripping cups. Just saying. When I first started, I stripped me some cups. I've gotten a little bit smarter, and I think a little bit more before I go all willy-nilly on stuff. But like I said, you can see I'm putting a much thicker coat this time. And since my epoxy dryer actually dries this and heats it up, I give it about 10 minutes before I put it in the epoxy dryer. When I put a larger amount of epoxy on, I do a really heavy flood coat. I want to give it a few minutes first, because when you put the heat on it, it starts running. So I want to keep this epoxy on the cup. So I'm going to give it a few minutes before I put it in the dryer this time. But it'll still take anywhere from 25 to 40 minutes. And a lot of that has to do with your temperature in your room. And I'm going to add to this again. It's already dry. And this is just a dump cup. And I probably should say, this is January 1, 2021, and I'm in Panama City, Florida, and it is 72 degrees. How about that? I'm gonna heat this up for a minute while we wait to put it in the dryer. Plus I know you're not supposed to heat your molds. I know someone will say that, but I want to get this moving so I can get it flat. So, see? Once I heated it with the embossing gun, I could move it and distribute it pretty good. I also make some like this. These are just, if I have extra epoxy, sometimes I'll make matching coasters and I'll just throw them in with the cups when I send them off. Customers don't expect it. I don't never say I'm gonna do it. It's just something I add just to be nice. All right, I don't want this to get really long, so I'm gonna end and go to the next section. Okay guys, back. This will be the third coat of epoxy, and I think this one will be the one to where I will actually be able to do the water slide after this one, and then I'll do 2 really thin coats of epoxy over the water slide, and then she'll be done. All right, I've got her all done, and there's still some glitter coming through, and that's what this coat's gonna do, is to cover up where those pieces are poking through, and then I'll put the water slide on. I'm hoping this will be the last one before the water slide. I try to keep it at 3 coats before the water slide. But this fast set, this quick set is like really, really quick. It looks like it has some micro bubbles in it, but I've never had a problem with micro bubbles. It just, and I don't have to put a lot of heat on the cups either to get rid of the micro bubbles. I mean, they're just not there. I don't know if it's the dryer I put it in brings them to the top, but it's the same way when I do it in a mold. I don't have to do a whole lot with it either to keep the micro bubbles away. I just love how it turns out. I also use KS resin, art resin as well. If I'm doing a alcohol ink or something, that I don't want it to cure quick. I want it to move a little bit. You really don't want to use quickset with alcohol inks if you're wanting to do a swirl, because it's gonna set. You're not gonna get the movement that you would get out of regular epoxy. You just won't get it. But that's no big deal. I mean, it's just, I mean, they're all art. They're all one of a kinds, pretty much. I mean, even my Notre Dame cups, even though it's a reproduction of it over and over and over again, it really is the, a one of a kind. They look alike, but they don't look alike because they're an alcohol ink swirl cup. So, whoever gets one, they pretty much are getting a one of a kind. I'm being messy. I've gotten epoxy on the inside of the cup. I almost used all that one this time. And now, to let this go in the dryer again for about 20 minutes, and it should be dry. That's 20 to 30 minutes. That's what it's been being. And it'll be dry enough to do light sanding and pop the water slide on. So I'm gonna let you go for a few minutes. I'm gonna go get my water slide printed and sealed, and I will meet you guys back here. Okay guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. This is our water slide. It's going to go here. You can see where I have, see the color shifts? I think it just turned out awesome. All right, let's get this water slide on. I'm just putting it in some water. I'm gonna let it sit until it soaks up. I don't have a laser printer. I use my inkjet, and I use this paper. I get it on Amazon. I actually have a subscription. I get it for a little bit cheaper with the subscription. So let's get this on, and then we're gonna put it in, I'm gonna put it back in the dryer for just a hair, because I want the water slide to be completely dry when I put the next coat of epoxy on, because we don't want anything to happen. All right, now let's get her slid on here. I think she's gonna look so pretty. Oh yes. Just keep messing with them until they are completely flat. There's no water left under them. And if you sand your cup before you put this water slide on, it will show through the water slide. Definitely will show. You don't want to sand your cup before. And I got this little squeegee brush off of Amazon. I will try to link everything I can think to link in the description box below. And again, guys, if you like this kind of video, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. I also have an Etsy shop, which this one I'm fixing to put a water slide on as well, is going to be in my shop. I'll be posting it later today when it's finished. But also, I did not tell you with the fast set, it's still 72 hours before it's completely cured. You cannot just go finish this tonight and I can't go hand it off to the person that I'm making it for. But there she goes. I'm gonna let her dry for a little bit in front of the dryer. Okay, guys. The water slide is dry, and now we're putting one more coat of epoxy, then we'll sand, and then the final coat of epoxy. Don't she look pretty under that coat of epoxy though? When I say sand, I mean really light. Not like sand, like through something. Like really light. We just want to smooth out any rough edges. Make sure that the last one will seal your rim. Doing pretty good. It's 122. I mean, I started this around 10 o'clock today. And those of you that have watched all the way till now, thank you for hanging in there with me. You're the bomb. And yes, I'm telling my age here. I want to get this done. One of my riders, like I said, I drive for Uber. One of the girls that I drive that works for a local coffee shop here, she had sent me a message that she really wanted a unicorn cup, but she didn't want any, she didn't like all the a whole bunch of color and everything. She just wanted it subtle. So I told her that we could definitely figure something out with some opal with some just really pretty pastel colors behind it. And I think it turned out awesome. Awesome possum. Okay, I'll see you back shortly. Okay guys, we are back. Final coat. Just pop it in so you can see. I did do some light sanding, just a couple of nicks of where a little bit of glitter was sticking up. But for the most part, it was pretty nice. This is the last coat, and it's 3 o'clock. Started at 10. This should be done by about 3:30, and I'll take pictures and start editing the video and get this up by tomorrow on the 2nd. That's what I'm shooting for. But say 10 to 11, 5 hours for a cut from start to finish. That's awesome. I mean, and if I mean, the quickset is kind of expensive. It's not something I would do all the time, but if you have a rush cup, I mean, shows you that it is doable. Or if you have a major issue with a cup fail and you need to make a replacement like really, really quick, it is possible not to lose your mind and get freaked out and panic, because with a dryer and this quickset, you can do it. And I mean, I've done this cup, it'll be finished in 5 hours from start to finish. I mean, you can't beat that. Not at all. I'm fixing to throw her in the dryer again. And this is the end of the video. I will be turning the dryer off at about 3:30, 3:35 and start working on the video. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you. And again, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. Have a good one. Till next time.